Life, with an estimated 3.8 billion years of existence and evolution. It is an odd thing indeed. So, how did we get here? So, how would a 3.8 billion year timeline look compressed into a 24-hour life? Life, beginning early in the morning at about 4 a.m., with the rise of the first single cell organism. However, these organisms spent some time alone. At around 1 p.m., a single cell organism engulfs another, creating a symbiotic relationship, and the first aquatic cell. At 6:30 p.m., the cell starts to form colonies, and the first multicellular life begins. But it is not until 8:30 p.m. that sea plants appear, and 20 minutes later, we see sea animals form. An explosion of inventiveness, jellyfish, and the first vertebrates' incredible diversification begins, and just before 10 p.m., plants appear on land, followed by land mammals. At 10:24, a forest is formed, and the first insects are born. And from there, evolution kept to form the society we have today. But many people may ask, how do we know? How do we know about things that happened millions of years ago? How do we know about things that happened millions of years ago? Well, that can be explained by one thing: fossil records. Fossil records refers to the placement of fossils throughout the surface layer. The deeper it is, the older. Paleontologists dig these fossils up. They can see the animals we had in the past, and the deeper they dig, the older the animal is. Then they compare and contrast to see the difference they have and how they have evolved from there. We can move to the comparative anatomy. It's a study of the similarities and differences in the anatomy of different species. Basically, this means that the scientists study the bone structure of different animals and see the differences in bone structures depending on where the animal lives and how it finds food. For example, many animals have legs, but depending on the animal and habitat, animals with leg bones take different shapes. And then we have multicellular biology. In multicellular biology, we find that the genes undergo a mutation which gives birth to new genes, while other times can lead to the death of the cell or transform to a cancerous cell. But this is not a one day thing. This is taking place over a long period of time, and the transfer of